Again, way later. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rutabaga Podcast. I am your host, Milo DeFrisco.
I'm the co-host, Jose Mendoza, and today we've got a guest. What's your name?
My name's Joel Rodriguez. I'm going to be speaking for the people today of the...
The people.
Coming on strong, Joel.
Coming out strong.
All right.
The people of...
Joel says...
Of the melatonin.
Of the melatonin.
I'm coming out strong.
No, dude. Out of the closet, right?
Yeah, that was the joke.
Okay, so we're now we're being sponsored by Nature Made melatonin bottles.
That's not true.
That are inside of Milo's room.
Yeah, sometimes I gotta get to sleep a little quicker. A little melatonin never hurt.
Get to sleep quicker.
Melatonin.
Melatonin.
Yeah.
Get to sleep quicker. That's your slogan. You came up with that.
Did I tell you? I told you, Joel. At one point, I sat down and I started drawing, joke versions of brands and then, messing with their slogan. And my favorite one was Nike, right? Which is just do it. And I changed it to psych, don't do it.
Psych, don't do it. Right?
All right, Joel, you had a topic.
Yeah, you want to talk about something, right?
I did. So, a lot of people don't really understand what's going on in Syria.
All right.
And it's an issue.
I mean, me included.
Well, that's what we're about to talk about.
You're an issue.
Yeah.
You're the issue.
Yeah, dude.
And some people just don't understand, don't agree with the facts, but some people think that it's not, it's not affiliate, so there's a government, right, of Syria.
Yeah.
So all of this started sprouting near the Cold War when the first Assad Bala Ashar, or no.
A name.
Yeah, a name.
Yeah.
Names aren't the most important thing.
So his father actually got into power. And he was launched into power by the Russians.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then wasn't the U.S. was like, well, we don't like that.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Get someone in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened was that this man, he was a better leader than his son.
Yeah.
In the regards that he didn't chemically weaponize his people.
Okay.
So this is the thing.
Yeah.
There's an issue here that. The main issue is that the people started rising up against the government because they were the Houthis against the government.
Yeah.
And the Houthis take up about 75 or 80% of the population.
Got it.
Which means that if all of these people are against the government, there's gonna be just
public
people
unrest.
protesting. There's gonna be public
turmoil.
Exactly. And there's a lot of rebel groups starting to rise.
Yeah.
So this was back in when the whole conflict first started 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is that they started going into the streets.
Yeah.
And terrorizing the streets because they were fucking mad.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you guys be if your government just starts being tyrannical
sure.
So okay. So
I mean, keep in mind you're talking to Americans who are historically complacent.
True.
So, us as people,
no, dude, I blame Prospect High School's.
Our high schools.
Our high schools.
Yeah.
Fucking education system.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay.
Yeah. Who? One of my psych teacher had a very.
Psych, don't do it.
Psych, don't do it. Oh, hey, that was out of context.
That was out of context.
Hey.
Had a very interesting take on how we teach, especially history-wise.
I mean, yeah, it's okay, but the issue is that instead of controlling his people, instead of doing something better,
yeah,
what this man does is he starts firing rubber bullets at the people who are
protesting,
at the protesters, at the rebel groups that are forming, and this is basically uniting a lot of people that were against the government, against Western anti-Western culture and sentiment.
Yeah.
So then ISIS is starting to take over Syria. And this is the thing though, because ISIS has so much power, they're able to just fucking dominate areas because so what ISIS is doing is they call it caliphate. And what the caliphate is establishing a country for Muslim. Okay. So then that we have the problem of ISIS there.
Okay.
And then we have another problem, which is proxy wars. So right now, Russia, a lot of different countries start having wars inside of Syria.
Yeah.
To settle different conflicts. So that's the problem. And then
so it would be like two different countries, and they're like they have
issues,
problems, but they go deal with it in Syria.
Yeah, Iran. Yeah, like Iran. And
wow.
They're like
so Syria's become just a battleground for
like a lot of people. So you have this. You have ISIS.
Yeah.
The U.S. is fighting ISIS. Well, not directly because they were supporting like some workers. They call it YPG. They call it YPG. Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. The YPG like is fighting ISIS and the government, but Turkey doesn't like the YPG and the YPP. Like they're groups that basically fight ISIS and the government, as I said before. But like this is the thing, because they're Turkey's calling them terrorists.
Yeah.
And they start like bombing them and like and shooting strikes at them. Uh-huh. The U.S. is huge trade partners with Turkey.
Mm. Yeah.
So what basically you have is like, what do you choose? Do you choose helping these rebel groups, or do you choose like still having an amazing trade? Trading deals, diplomatic relations with Turkey.
Mm. Yeah.
So then it just becomes this like the U.S. has so many problems around it. So it's like it's the fighters.
Yeah.
It's the Turkish people. Yeah. It's the government.
You think the U.S. has been able to?
And this is
you think
thing.
We could have Thanksgiving without turkey? Come on. No, no. Sorry, I just had to make some joke. It was getting really serious.
Perfect.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so then Donald Trump, he has this mentality about like let's put America first.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can't do that now because we have so many countries.
Yeah.
That,
we're too interconnected.
Yeah, exactly. We're too connected.
We created such a large global web.
Exactly. And it's just so hard to just say be selfish now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so then that's the problem. And then we have Donald Trump, who's like an idiot in office.
Idiot in terms that he does not take part in any. It doesn't take part in any.
I know what you mean. In any political.
Any political activities.
But I mean, he does.
Yeah.
But they're the wrong moves. Yeah, and then now the people they're in famine.
Yeah.
And like it's just a rough situation all around. And like what Donald Trump wants to do is take out troops.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like if we take out troops, because like ISIS is almost defeated, because they've lost so much ground.
Lost so many feet.
Yeah. Defeated.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was the joke, people. Okay, we have to have a soundtrack. Just
a soundtrack.
A laugh track.
Laugh track, yeah. No, not a soundtrack, a laugh track, yeah.
Just have a constant laugh track, and then sometimes it like boosts up. And sometimes it comes back down.
Whenever you make a joke, it stops.
Dude, that'd be a perfect concept. Like, dude, a satire that just did that.
That'd be good. Anyway.
And then you start laughing because you feel like somebody should be laughing.
Fill the void. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, ISIS.
Yeah. So then, now that like we're almost like done, like we're finishing up the like what ISIS is like a lot like getting these missions inside of Syria to like defeat ISIS.
Yeah.
Once we have ISIS like done for, like the group, we're chilling. But the thing is, we're not, because guess what? It's a caliphate. So like there's a lot of Muslim people coming from different like Turkey. They're coming from just like all parts of the world.
Yeah.
And they're doing a part of it. But like, here's the issue. There's two issues with that. That if we take out troops now, like Donald Trump wants to take out troops after like ISIS is done for.
Yeah.
But if we take out troops, that would mean that people are still connected. And like the problem is like with Osama bin Laden. The problem was that people were still connected, and they had these connections, and they carried out attacks in different places. So then we're gonna see a huge spread of people who were part of the caliphate now all over the world doing these attacks. So that's the first problem. Second problem,
like we've been seeing already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. But like, the thing is, and then here's the second problem. ISIS right now is just, it's a caliphate. It's not a concept. But over the years, like the Orlando shooting.
Yeah.
What was the name of the club?
Club Orlando.
Club Orlando. It was
it was called.
Regardless of the name.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude. I had it in my head. Okay, whatever. Regardless of the name.
I should know this.
You should know this.
Yeah.
Whatever. Well, I mean, yeah. So, what happens is that this idea of ISIS is turned into ISIS. It's like it's turned into an idea. The pulse, yeah, it's turned into an idea. So like we have people like that doing those attacks, and we have the San Bernardino attack.
Yeah.
Like we have all these things that ISIS is claiming, but they're not even a part of ISIS.
Yeah.
They haven't had any communication with the leaders. They're just doing it on their own.
Yeah.
So like if people start internalizing this idea, we're fucked basically, because there's no connection between them. People could just be planning attacks just to like kill people.
Yeah, in that sense, technology's been like a huge downfall right now, because that idea has been able to permeate so much through everyone
through
who's
social
alive.
media,
yeah,
everything.
Exactly.
And like as soon as one of those attacks happen, you see like just a surge of like accusations going on. Like, immediately, it's like, oh, it's this, without knowing any actual detail.
No, and that's the thing. If more people get informed about what's going on with ISIS, they're gonna keep on doing these attacks. And it's like a whole it's such a huge problem.
Yeah.
And I feel like the steps that we need to take are not the steps that are being taken.
Mm-hmm.
Like the steps like, first of all, don't take out the troops. Like sure, it's a job.
Yeah.
And the people in the military like are risking their life for that. But if we let it spread, it's gonna end up doing more harm than good.
Yeah.
So what would you do? What are the steps you think aren't being taken?
The steps that aren't being taken is like, okay, so Donald Trump, he has the power to call back troops, and he's currently in office. He can do that.
Yeah.
Like military advisors, like they're saying don't do that shit, but like he's thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
So we have to take out Assad I forgot his name. Bashar al-Assad. I think it's that. Yeah. Whatever. The guy in Syria, the leader in Syria.
Yeah.
He's not giving his people like the right food. He's not giving them water. He's basically just making them die.
Yeah.
And he wanted to start the civil war that began.
Yeah.
Because he knows that like he could take a bunch of people that don't have like that don't have the right equipment. He can take them down. He can take them down easily.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like because it's so many people, like it's basically just like a genocide basically.
Yeah. And
so then I think we should take him out of power, like just send everything that we can there. Like that government is being backed by Russia and by Iran. So that's the main issue, because they like having that government inside of.
If we try to take it out, they're not going to be happy with us.
No, exactly. But that's the thing. We have to, because it's not about it's not even like it's a humanitarian thing, but that's not even the final thing. The final thing is like knowing that like this monster is out of power.
Yeah.
Because he could do a lot of things. He could do a lot of damage to the world.
Yeah.
And we have to do something about. We have to also stop these proxy wars that are going on inside Russia. And it's just it's a rough situation all around. You can't really like look past it. But sorry about that.
What? No. Sometimes you gotta talk about serious topics. You know?
Man.
And that's like, sorry. Asthma sucks. But yeah, like I knew partially part of what you said, but there was some stuff in there that I didn't really like fully understand. It's nice to hear
yeah, I know, and it's like the more that you get informed, the more you're able to like combat ignorance.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun because it's like you look at it all and you're just like, well, are the steps going to be taken? And it's like
most likely not.
It's probably like no, and sometimes because like Trump, he's a very sort of I wouldn't say unpredictable, but he's just kind of
he's a wild card.
Yeah, he's a wild card. If he can be shifted just like that. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is, he's been riding Putin's dick so fucking hard since like
and because Putin got him into power, guess what? They're gonna have closer relations than we think.
Exactly.
And what like he's basically defaming the FBI director.
Yeah.
Because the FBI director is riding him not riding him so hard, but like he's like pushing the amount of truth as much as possible.
Yeah.
And now that he's retiring, like if he gets another FBI director in there, like we're not gonna know what the hell happened in the election.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's been going along the way that most of his reappointments have been going.
Yeah.
Where they're not quite fit for the job.
Oh, actually, yeah. I have to talk about something else.
I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, the education. You know, the
Oh,
person
Betsy DeVos?
Yeah, that she didn't.
She's probably the worst person.
Not qualified.
Because, no, she literally, like, is against public education.
What's her solution? What's her alternative?
Like, she's giving more money to private schools. Which is stupid because...
Isn't that, like, not... The whole point of it being private is that you don't get money from it?
Yeah, no, she's a big advocate for private schooling. Like, both of her kids, like, went to... like, she donates a lot. Like, it's just insane how much, like, corruption there is in that office. Yeah. And, like, actually, I want to talk about the EPA leader. Mm-hmm. This guy, Scott Pruitt. What a guy. So he's the EPA director right now. Yeah. But he still has, on his LinkedIn account, he still has, he's still against the EPA. Like, he's, like, one of the main, like, he's, like, biggest advocate against the EPA. Yeah. And he's now the EPA director.
And this was an appointment by Trump?
Yes.
And it's crazy, because, like, some of these, what we've seen so far is with some of these people that he's appointed, it's, like, they'll be on, and then they'll fucking quit.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah.
Some of the people he's got on, which is fucking, like, out.
I remember that he appointed some guy.
Oh, Rex Tillerson?
I forget.
Yeah, Rex Tillerson. There's a new director for whatever.
I'm not good with names, but the whole thing where he was like getting really, really angry, and then he quit like really, really quickly.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's like a lot of people that.
Oh yeah, but like
description.
The guy, he was like Italian.
Who's the one
and he had like
Joseph Malucci.
Something like
Joseph Malucci.
That's from school.
That's from school. Wait,
he had like an Malucci. Italian name, and it
Malucci.
And it was
let me look this up.
I remember my dad told me about this because he was reading the news, and it was something like he had like a gang, like Italian like gang nickname. Yeah. Like something like that in his like legitimate name.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, his lawyer is actually he called himself what is it called? He basically called himself the godfather of Trump. Like he called himself the
like mafia.
Consiglietti.
Consiglietti.
What is it called?
It's probably
Consiglietti.
I'm not that Italian.
Who's the guy he fired off of, like through Twitter?
Trump fired someone through Twitter?
He basically did.
How do you fire?
Like he like said something like la la, it's like fucking out of it. I don't remember who though. I heard this in another podcast.
Do people in political power get 3 weeks notice? Like before they
I swear to God, his name was... Oh, no, it's not.
I don't know.
What do you think?
No idea.
That'd be interesting. Or do you think it's like an instant firing? Like,
I mean, he can probably... you can probably get fired from a place instantly. You don't need a notice.
Yeah.
For some place. He probably just does that.
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
Was it John Malucci?
Just don't let it
I'm still on this, dog.
You're thinking John Mulaney.
No. Malucci.
Who is not a politician.
Malucci.
By, as far as I know.
Malucci.
Hey, you guys see the Kanye Trump stuff that happened like fucking a day ago?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Basically, Kanye West on his Twitter, he was like, "Hey, yeah, he was like, basically saying like, oh yeah, Donald Trump, you may not like him, but like, he's like this, and he's basically just praising Trump for like a bunch of stuff, and then follow a series of like pictures with him in like a Make America Great Again hat, and then like it getting signed by like some pretty much literally white supremacists, and then like blah blah, and then Trump retweeted one of them and was like, wow, very cool Kanye and shit like that. And
of course he did.
From what I can see, I think he lost like a ton of followers.
Who, Kanye or Trump? Kanye. Or both?
Well, I don't know. Trump would lose a bunch, but I can't say for sure.
No, I think I saw that.
Let me see though. I think
interesting.
Okay.
Wait, I just thought of a bit for our show.
Go ahead.
Why don't every once in a while you find something that's happened in the news that I have no idea about, which is almost anything.
Yeah.
And then bring it up and surprise the shit out of me. Like try and find, like
This
go out of your
shit
way,
surprises
go
you.
out of way, go out of your way to find something interesting that you bet would get a big reaction out of me, and just fucking slam it in my fucking face. We'll see how that goes. Cause I don't do news usually. Not that I don't want to. It's just I don't end up doing like reading the news. And now I'm sitting here trying to run a goddamn podcast. I got two guys looking on their phones.
I'm trying to find this guy. I swear to God, his name's not Joseph Bellucci, but it's something else.
And that quote, you don't have to agree with Trump. The mob can't take me, not love. The mob can't make me not love him. We're both dragon energy. He's my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals. Dragon energy. Yeah. That's just how he is. You know, that's the kind of. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought. Blah blah blah. If your friend jumps off the bridge, you don't have to do the same. Yay being for yays, fight for you to be you, for people in my life. The idea of Trump is pretty much a 50-50 split. But I don't tell the Hillary supporter not to support Hillary. I love Hillary too. And then more tweets.
What a joke, dog.
Here's a picture.
See, I love Donald Trump.
There he is.
He's no, not Donald Trump. I don't love Donald Trump. I love Kanye West.
Yeah.
I love all of his songs, but fuck Donald Trump, dog. Like,
I don't get like.
Have you guys heard?
I understand what he's coming from, right? This whole idea of just about love, But you can't. I don't know if that applies to just everybody, and I don't think you can apply it to.
In my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Love is different than respect.
Yeah.
Everyone, like, I'm sure there are some exceptions, but most everyone deserves respect, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone that you meet on the street, you have to respect them, right? Even if you hate their guts, that's not like,
Yeah, mutual respect. That's like...
exactly, right?
Yeah.
But, like...
Get respect, or give respect
I can respect somebody I don't love.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy.
Right?
Yeah.
And even if it's not that, like, you mad respect them...
Yeah.
Most everyone deserves a little bit of respect.
No, yeah.
Like human decency, that sort of shit, right? Like, I do not like Donald Trump, right? I think that's been fairly clear.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Yeah.
I think he's not making great sense or great moves or anything like that, right? But I still have human decency for him, right? That sort of thing.
Sure.
Right? Sure? You don't feel that way?
I don't feel that way, no.
No, but that's the thing, like, the thing that he's been promising...
Yeah.
The people who voted for him is less government spending, less government, less control of the government.
Yeah.
Less more jobs, basically more job security.
I'm very much against all that.
But that's the thing, the coal miners working inside of the coal mines, like, so what we're trying to do is shift the focus of coal mining because of its effects.
It's fucking dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's bad for you. It's bad for your health. And then so like a bunch of coal miners were like, yes, let's go for Trump, and like he swung a couple states red because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Him saying yes, there's gonna be more job security in that. He hasn't even gotten that done.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like,
surprise, surprise, the president isn't all powerful.
He's not.
There's a very fine line between what a president can do and what a president says they can do.
Exactly.
And
but that doesn't matter, right? Because he's influential.
Yeah.
He
The
is.
president is influential.
I agree with
Even
that.
though he doesn't have direct power.
His whole cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get like they're
that,
basically like. There's no other word to say, but like bitches for him. Like they are.
Yeah, I
controlled by
get what you mean.
big.
But just really quick, back to what my point was, right, with the love respect thing, right? I don't get how Kanye loves Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe he's met him like personally. And
Right? I
they
get
became
the.
friends.
I mean, who knows? There are crazier stuff that's happened, but like, there's a difference between loving everyone in the respect sense and loving everyone in
Giving
the love
some mutual
sense.
respect. Like, yeah.
Right?
Okay. Fine.
So I very much
that's
disagree
a
with
perfect
that.
point. Like, to have respect, like some sort of like human decency. Respect
Yeah, exactly.
For it. Like that's good. But this is the thing though, when it starts influencing you, like when what he does starts influencing you, like.
Yeah.
Like for example, there was this lady who voted for Donald Trump,
Yeah.
and then she got deported the next month.
Oh yeah.
So
There's
you
a
think
couple of
she's
them.
not gonna have the same respect? So it's like if it does hurt you or hurt somebody else, that he has that power, obviously you're not gonna respect them. You feel me, Milo?
Well, cause see, that's different for me, right?
Okay.
I would hate him for that. I would not like him for that. I would think lower of him as a person. but I wouldn't have the same amount of respect, but I'd still have respect for him. Right? For me, the word like respect is.
Yeah, it's not affecting you.
That's the thing. Is this not affecting you?
Because whole communities are affected by his policies. Like what he's been talking about, like immigration, what he's been talking about for example, in the sense of like women's rights to abort or not abort, like the things that he's been saying.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But it affects them. So obviously they're not gonna have the respect that you have because you're not feeling those consequences. You feel me?
Well, I sort of get what you mean. It's just that my like definition of respect is different than most people's definition of respect.
No, like we understand your definition. Like you have like human compassion over him because he's a human.
Sorta, yeah.
But that's the thing. Like if you see him influencing others in a negative way, that is gonna like basically change their lives.
Can you look at them and then be like, and still like say
you can't do
what I mean?
Not the same amount, no way.
No, but
no, at all,
like,
at all.
Still,
that's what we're
like,
talking
at
about.
All. Can you face those people and then
like and
explain
like hear their stories basically?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd hear their stories.
No, but that's
no.
And still give him all the respect that you
and still be able.
No,
to
I never said I'd give him all the same respect.
Okay.
I would definitely.
We get that, but like any respect at all.
Of course, there's some level where I won't go below. Right? I won't go below the level where someone's like, where I don't respect someone to the point where I'll like spit on him and kick him and like treat him like they're nothing. I'll never go that low. I can't imagine going that low.
Okay. So that's just a different thing. That's like a more moral compass, having a different. But that's the thing also, like, there's people that have done a lot of harm.
Oh, definitely. And I think they should be punished horribly for what they've done. But like that's different.
You still have the same like you won't go past a certain level of respect.
There's some level of right. Like I respect you way more than I respect Donald Trump.
Well, right? I hope so.
like leagues away. Like I could not give you a number to compare how much I respect you to Donald Trump. Right?
Yeah.
The amount of things that Donald Trump could do to get him down to the point where it's like my last point of respect, where I won't respect anyone lower than that. Yeah. It's not that much. It's not that far away from there, right?
But you still have.
But I have that same final bit, right? That same amount that I would like. He could do the most horrible thing, and I wouldn't respect him less than that little bit.
Okay, no, that's
totally the same
fair.
for everyone.
No, that's definitely fair. That's definitely fair.
So I would like, if you got to that point, throw him in a cell, let him rot. Like that goes for anyone.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
But I wouldn't go past that. That's not how it works.
That's okay. I mean, some people would see it otherwise.
Anyways, what I don't understand is how Kanye can do that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Look at him and look at his family. It's very like
it's that always confuses me. How people voted for Trump that Trump was openly against, or like.
I don't know how
that doesn't make sense to me. That's like you walking up to someone and being like, "I hate you," and then them being like, "Great, let's have you run my life."
And he's been so bad to women.
Yeah.
The way he speaks about women is just
it's
incredible.
Horrible. I've had two amazing women in my life, my mother and my sister, who are both amazing, and that like pains me.
And it just pains me to see like that's the amount of respect that he gives women.
It's horrible.
And like the way he was talking about like a lot of different politicians, like calling some of them like pigs and stuff.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Like, yeah, you can't like physically, and also like he just also disrespected like the handicapped community. That's fucking... Like there was a reporter. Do you guys see that? There was a reporter that was he wasn't mentally challenged. He was he had.
I know what you're talking about.
He had like a birth defect, I think.
Yeah, I know.
And like he would constantly shake one of his hands that was like maldeformed, and he joked about him.
You can't.
And one of the things, and people laughed at
that. Right. Like for me,
it's just so insane to like. And then Kanye West is coming out and doing these things. Like
I don't understand.
I respect. No, I like Kanye as a music writer,
as a musician,
but as a musician,
but as a person is like. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like,
all right, making jokes about like the way someone, what someone likes,
what they look like.
What making fun of what things that someone likes. Like, I don't agree with that, but it's not that bad.
It's like,
making fun of something that someone cannot control, something that they were born with, something that hurts them from day to day, something that is troubling them.
Definitely.
That is not okay.
Yeah, no.
That's just not okay.
Yeah.
That's like being like, "Hi, you exist. Fuck you."
Yeah, no. That's
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And it's crazy.
And even worse.
Like the range of support
that he gets
Trump
too.
Gets
it's crazy.
It's insane.
Because you've got the people who are like just absolute like right wing, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the people who aren't absolute, like they're like way more down, but for some reason they're still like.
No, but and that's the thing. He gives no.
It's crazy.
But that's the thing. See, so I was reading this article about like
you gonna cite your source, Joel? What's the article?
Give
me a URL, man.
This isn't econ with
Did you check several other articles to see if it had the same amount of?
No, and they were talking about what it means to live in a society, totalitarian.
We live in it.
When you live in a society.
Yeah, we live in a society. That's a society.
No. When you live in a society that's totalitarianist.
Yeah.
Totalitarianist.
Yeah.
And what happens is that basically they choose one figure that, and like if they have something that they don't agree with, like for example, a lot of people are like in the West or like or, not in the West, in the South are like really against immigration policies.
Yeah.
So okay, fine. Like some immigration, like some things that you see with immigration that comes with immigration, like are obviously not going to be like people who do drugs, or not do drugs, do big crimes, or like sell drugs or something.
Yeah.
They're distributing something that's not good, right? But you have to take into consideration if you group people, then that becomes like a stereotype. And then like if people don't meet these people, like where is a person from Alabama gonna meet a Mexican immigrant? They're not going to.
They don't go there.
They don't. I mean, they obviously don't move there. Like, and that's the thing. If you get to know somebody that is different from you, and you have a stereotype about them, your stereotype is going to change because you're gonna meet them who they are, either for the better or for the worst. So if you only have a stereotype of a person, you're obviously gonna perceive them differently.
Yeah.
So this is the theory that when they find this figure of power, Donald Trump, they see that he's against that.
Yeah.
They're gonna follow because people as
it's like confirmation bias.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. They're gonna follow that, and like if like you cite some source about like what immigration, like what percentage of immigrants commit crimes or something.
Yeah.
You're gonna see that, and if it's true, if the fact is true, like you're obviously gonna be like, oh yeah, that's all Hispanics are bad, and then you're gonna have this false thing, and then so then if there's a figure that's going against what you see as harmful, you're obviously gonna support him, and like there's so many people that just leech onto him because he's a man of power.
What do you think is gonna happen for like the 2020 election? Like, do you think? Because like, okay, so everybody was like, I feel like everybody was caught off guard for the 2016 election.
It was.
Which was
crazy.
Which was why there wasn't like that vote, there wasn't that amount of voters, like young voters,
Yeah, no, and
going for it.
No, yeah.
Do you think because now this happened, that's totally gonna be changed, like the millennial and whatever? Whatever amount of like.
Talk about pushing a bird out the nest to make it learn. 2016 is gonna make from that on.
Yeah.
There's gonna be more voters. Are you kidding me?
Like, I see it.
No.
Here's the thing, right?
Yeah, no.
Here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's the thing, right? We have this entire like millennial group. Most, the oldest of them are like 30 something, and the youngest of them is like kind of shaded, but it's somewhere around our age.
Yeah.
Because we sort of count as like Gen Z, or we can.
No, we're Gen Z more.
It's a bit clouded. Anyways, that group, which has been able to vote now, a majority of them, pretty much. It's like they still haven't done a whole lot of action since the election, because there have been different types of like voter things going on in like states, at the state level and stuff like that. But there hasn't been a whole lot of movement there, and instead you're seeing this Gen Z generation rise up and start being like, hey, can we fucking not?
Can we
And
fucking?
despite them
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
being, able to vote, they're still having like large political movements.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
what happened recently, with the recent school shooting. You know what I mean? It's like whatever amount of us from Gen Z. You think we're gonna be the ones that are gonna fucking push that forward?
And you know what's crazy, right? You said the recent school shooting.
Yeah.
But when this comes out, the sad fact is like there's probably gonna be different school shooting.
Already an attempt?
Yeah, there was
there's probably gonna be a different school shooting than the one you were talking about.
No,
but it'll still be relevant.
No. This is the thing, though. You see a whole generation rising up and fighting this, like March for Our Lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
You saw? Did you guys like see the newspaper? Did you guys see all of those kids walking and marching because they're ready to establish change?
Yeah.
So I feel like the elections are going to be totally different, mainly because now you're seeing all of these new voters ready to fight,
Driven
and like
motivated.
no, and like the generation that was before us, what is
Millennial
it?
generation.
The millennial generation. They did not spark political change.
You know.
That's why it's up to us.
And here's the difference. Here's the difference between
Yeah.
Gen Y political movement and Gen Z political movement.
Yeah.
Is that Gen Z does not give a single fuck about the system. They don't care how it works.
Honestly.
You see them. They go up there and they're told that's not how it works. And they're like,
Nah, fuck you.
yeah?
Like
what are you gonna do?
oh my
you
god.
know?
Honestly.
And well, because I don't think this is just gonna go into voting.
No.
I think this is gonna spread more. I think this is gonna be different. It's
This
not
is
just
definitely
gonna
going to be
searching
different. And no, and it's a dawn of new. It's a dawn of a new era. Like if you think about what it means to be politically active,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna shift. We're gonna redefine that because like just because of that shooting, like before in the past there has not been as much.
So
we're
gonna go
advocacy.
we're gonna go total Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a say.
It's always gonna be the fucking. You always pay attention to the school shootings in the past, right?
Yeah.
It's always been parents. It's always been the adults.
Yes.
This time,
It's not that. It's
not.
the students.
It
It's
was
the
fucking
people.
kids,
We've
Yeah.
got more years on us, man.
which is fucking crazy.
And like
Imagine
no,
the change we can do.
Exactly. Imagine the change. Like right now we're 16, 17, 18. Like
Yeah.
imagine the change in our 20s, in our 30s.
Yeah.
That's always been like.
And it's exciting.
That's always been like an irritation. Not sorry.
Yeah.
I realized that coming right after that doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's been always been an irritation of mine that when talking about these important subjects,
We don't get taken seriously.
nothing gets taken seriously. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Nothing goes at it. We had a Socratic seminar recently in my econ class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We were talking about cheating because someone had cheated in our classes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Shout out to all the cheaters.
Right. Our prompt was like, what is cheating? What causes cheating? How do we stop cheating?
That's so stupid. Can I just make a little comment? real
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
Dude, it's so stupid. Literally, like the retakes, you can get 100% on the retakes because he gives you the ability to take notes on it and then do it again.
Yeah.
Like these people are stupid because instead of actually working their ass off, trying to get the A and earning a C that you can call your own,
Yeah.
earning a fucking D that you can call your own. That's better than getting an A that was never yours.
You just said my problem with cheating.
Honestly, dog.
That's why I was trying to get across.
No.
I cannot be happy with anyone who's tried to get props for the work they didn't do.
And it's sad. It's sad.
You,
it's sad
if you don't do the work, you didn't do the work. Man up.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was your choice. You made a choice. Fucking deal with the responsibility that comes afterwards, right?
Yeah.
No, and and also like, I feel like we have such a stress. Like we have so much stress on us. Like as a generation to do better than our parents, like to accomplish more. That like in the Bay Area specifically, I can talk. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's rough out here.
Like literally, like people are fucking forcing people. Like if you don't get into this college, you're not gonna do this.
Yeah.
If you don't get into that job, you're not gonna do this.
Yeah.
So it's literally like people.
It's become so
writing
much
it.
more focused on getting the letter grade than actually learning something useful.
And that's the problem, Mike.
Right?
That's the issue.
Exactly. It's another
Problem.
big issue. And back to the Socratic seminar.
Yeah, go ahead,
right?
go ahead.
This is something that irritates me, right? We were talking in the Socratic seminar, right? No one was starting to talk. So I was like, fuck it. So I started talking.
Yeah.
Right? The conversation moves on from topic to topic to topic, all relating to cheating, right?
Yeah.
We get to the point, right? We've agreed on generally something needs to be done, right? And someone says in some form or another, like, this is such a complex topic. we don't have all the answers.
Yeah.
Right?
We don't.
And
I
that
mean, the cheaters
that
do.
got me so annoyed.
Cheaters do. Okay, keep on going.
That got me so annoyed.
Okay.
Right? Because usually I'm not annoyed by that.
Yeah.
But the point of the Socratic seminar was to get the answers.
Honestly.
I know we don't have the answers.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Getting the answers.
Getting the answers.
Right? And so I was like, listen, I know that. We don't have all the answers. No one has all the answers. We have an opportunity right now to sit down and talk in depth about how to solve these problems. And
like,
you're saying the same thing we would have said when we were theorizing about when to do this.
No,
but we're doing this, so
yeah.
let's do this and get answers.
It's just like when like there's like a massacre, right? And it's always it's gun shooting, right? And it always leads to the same thing: is we shouldn't talk about this right now because this just happened.
Exactly.
It's
You
like-
have
it's
to
like-
talk
people
about
say-
it right now.
yeah,
This is
exactly.
when it's most relevant. This is
Exactly.
when it's in your mind. You have all these emotions. Let them out, even if they're not quite correct.
Yeah.
Deal with it later. Get it out, or else you're gonna forget it, and it's gonna get thrown in the pit of
No,
all the
it's
things
just
that
like
you
it
try and
always
push
is.
out of the way.
No,
which is the
yeah.
American way.
No, and
we
it's-
can't do that anymore.
Politicians always change things. They say, okay, this is the right answer. Giving teachers guns is the right.
There's never gonna be a right answer. The only thing
And
that we
that's
should
the
be
thing.
concerned with is
We
not
need
doing the
change.
wrong answer.
Exactly. We need
That's
the change
all that's possible,
now.
right?
No.
No one's gonna know what the right answer is until we've already done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in order to find that, we just need to make sure we don't make the wrong choice and deal with whatever happens.
Yeah.
Right? As long as we don't kill everyone, we've learned. We won't do that again.
Yeah.
We know for the future not to do that again.
Honestly.
So there's no such thing as a bad decision unless it's the worst decision.
Yeah.
Right?
And then there's the other
There's
thing,
shit
right?
decisions, but it's all in the progress of getting to the correct choice.
And then there's the other thing. It's like for some issues, we know an answer.
Yeah.
We know an answer. Maybe not the answer, but
No.
we know an answer.
Yeah, exactly.
You know why? Because other places have done the
Yes.
thing and it's worked.
Why do we have to be so focused on us? I thought America. The whole point of the American economy up to this point was trying to make everything else about us.
Yeah.
Right? Why are we thinking like that?
Yeah.
We should be thinking about us as the collective,
As a collective, yeah.
as the planet.
No, and I hate.
We're all human.
I hate that like. People like, don't take what we say seriously as students.
Exactly.
And like there was like a lot like there was a bunch of Fox News and like a bunch of like just really conservative news sites saying, these people like they've been alive for like 15 years. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Or these people like they can't make any legislative or
Yeah.
they can't try to make any legislative control like over the gun situation or ban assault style rifles because they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Or like, it's good for the economy that we're selling assault style rifles. But that's the thing. If we don't change something, it's gonna keep on happening.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right? I get the whole idea of sometimes no change is a good thing. But you don't know if it's a good thing. So why not try and change? And then we'll learn.
Yeah.
It's all a learning process. How do you think we evolved up to this point?
Honestly.
If you don't believe in
Yeah,
evolution,
yeah.
I mean, whatever. But,
No, I believe in it.
yeah, right? I was just saying to anyone listening.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yes, yeah.
But we evolved, it's trial and error.
Yeah.
As long as we
No.
don't make a fatal error,
Yeah.
we're good.
Like evolution, like from a species standpoint.
Yeah. We're going to make mistakes.
Like,
it's human nature to
Literally,
make
like
mistakes.
it's just basically you getting into another
Right.
environment,
and
changing something about
Exactly.
it, and evolving as people.
You don't even have to make the actual mistake to learn from it.
exactly.
exactly.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like
The
you
fact
know
that
that's
someone
a fucking
else made the
mistake.
mistake,
Yeah.
they tell you the mistake.
Yeah.
Maybe you make fun of them for the mistake
Yeah.
sometimes. But you know the mistake, so you won't make that mistake.
Yeah.
And if you do, then you'll
By-
impress
by-
even more on the next person not to make that mistake.
By the way, guys, we're not high right now.
No.
We're just very passionate about everything. we're talking
Exactly.
about.
And you know what I actually really love nowadays?
Yeah.
If we had this conversation like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, right? Not much would have come out of it, right? Because it was just that sort of climate where you talk about stuff and nothing gets done. But now things are getting done, right? This talk
fucking
isn't just
rules.
talk, right?
It's action.
It's action.
It's
Because nowadays any form of media can be action.
Yeah.
Right?
Yo, that's yeah.
People always go.
People don't think about
People
that.
are quick to shoot down any type of movement. They're very quick to. If you notice,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah,
like,
that's so true.
this thing is.
It's
trending.
because a lot of the older generation and a lot of people who are very big into history and very big into that
Yeah.
sort of thing always say, look at the stuff we did before.
Yeah.
This was so important. This was da-da-da. This was da-da-da. What you're doing now is not that.
It's like we're so.
Some things they're correct about,
Yeah.
right? That's inevitable. But if you think about it, the stuff that they were doing back then was important to the people doing it, and everyone else saw it as a dumb idea until they were changed by the movement. Right? So you can't say that all the movements nowadays are useless and and not a good effort. Because you don't know it's a good effort because you're not part of the movement.
Because we're so tapped into media too. You know, whether it be like internet or whatever, it's like they all have influence.
Exactly.
There's such a wide, like...
The original point of actors was to try and get a point across. Yeah. Right? Original stories were fables with lessons built into them. Media has always been a form of teaching and learning. Yeah. Why has that suddenly changed? It hasn't. So why are you saying it suddenly changed? Yeah. Right? A single word can change someone's life. Yeah. I don't know what that word is. If anyone knows, I'd love to. I'd love to figure out what that word is.
The word is...
Conjunction.
The word of the day is conjunction.
Yeah. Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Look up the definition.
What's the definition of conjunction?
What's the definition of conjunction?
Conjunction. Don't use it as like the grammar.
Grammatical one?
As a grammar.
Okay. And the action or an instance of two or more events or things occurring at the same point in time or space.
All right.
Perfect. That's the word of the day.
All right. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna do the cut, and so I'll do it again because I just fucked it up by saying that's what it was. All right. All right. Yeah. Wow. Congratulations, Joel.
For what? Sorry.
Winning the Urban Dictionary.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking destined to lose that thing like every time.
Of course. I really wish I had remembered the fifth.
Plead the fifth?
Plead the fifth.
I do.
What's the fifth, huh?
The fifth is thank you all for watching and listening.
Yeah.
Come back every day, every week, every month, monthly, weekly, daily, yearly, millennially.
It's kind of fucked up that they put that in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check us out.
They put all of that in the Constitution.
Yeah, and then here's addendum A. Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check us out on Twitter. Check us out on Instagram.
Check out the boys.
I'm Milo DeFrisco.
I'm Host Sway.
And we've had...
Joel Rodriguez.
You almost forgot your name there for a second.
No, it's because I was thinking about what you guys were at. Okay, yeah, we had Joel Rodriguez on the show. What an asshole, right?
Yeah, what a jerk. Really hopes he doesn't get anywhere in life. Anyway, yeah, thank you all for checking us out.
Thanks, guys.
Watch all our other stuff. If you do, thanks. If not, all right.
Yeah.
And bye.
Bye.